I think for the record, I need to go through this anyway. There are three ways to submit public comments. One is submit written comments by the meeting day. Two, submit written comments during the meeting. And three, attend the meeting in person. And we have a few cards, Vice Mayor. To submit written comments by meeting day, please email the city clerk at cityclerk@dalycity.org. And all written comments received by 4 p.m. on the meeting day will be provided to the city council prior to the meeting. Any email comments after 4 p.m. On the meeting date are not guaranteed to be received by the city council prior to the meeting, and comments are not read aloud into the record. During the meeting, you may visit dalycity.org/agendas to submit comments using the public comment form. To speak at the meeting in person, please submit a speaker card located at the entrance to the council chamber, and you'll have an opportunity to speak on any matter. So with that being said, may I have roll call, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Present.
Dr. Rod,
Present.
Ms. Perano,
Present.
Ms. Minato,
Present.
Mr. Sylvester.
Glenn Sylvester, present. All right, entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
We have a first and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next item is public appearance and communications. All right, I have two cards here. I don't know if this pertains to the Joint Powers Financing Authority, and ask the members of the public who produced the card, did you want to speak on one of the items on the Joint Powers Financing Authority, Mr. Laramie?
My understanding is for the city council.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. Got it. All right. So we have no cards at this time. Moving on to new business. Item number 2, resolution authorizing a WIFIA loan agreement with the North San Mateo County Sanitation District, the City of Daly City, and the United States Environmental Protection Agency. A related bond in the maximum amount of $34,000, excluding capitalized interest, and separate financing agreements with the City of Daly City and the North San Mateo County Sanitation District, in connection with the financing of the Vista Grand Drainage Basin Improvement Project, and authorizing the city manager or the district manager or designee to execute and deliver such agreements and related documents, and establishing one or more pledge sources of revenue for repayment of funding, and approving related agreements and actions. That was quite a bit. Mr. Cosgrove, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Chair, Mayor Sylvester. As I mentioned at our sanitation district meeting, I went through the presentation, which is all the same information that I would go through for this meeting. So unless you have questions, the recommendations are in front of you on the screen.
Thank you, Mr. Cosgrove. Open it up. Any questions from my colleagues? Hearing none and seeing none. I'll entertain a motion to approve the resolution authorizing a WIFIA loan agreement in the North San Mateo County Sanitation District and with the City of Daly City and the United States Environmental Protection Agency.
Motion to approve.
We have a first.
Second.
Second. Madam City Attorney, can we take all 3 bullet points?
All 3 is a roll call vote.
Councilmember Manalo, would you make that amendment and indicate all 3 on your motion?
Happy to do so, Mayor. With the amendment of the recommendation for the Joint Powers Financing Authority, adopting a resolution authorizing WIFIA loan agreement with the city sanitation district and the United States Environmental Protection Agency to finance the project. The project is at 34 million. WIFIA loan is payable from payments made by the city at 49.23% and the sanitation district at 50.77 pursuant to financing agreements. And with that, the city of Daly City adopts that resolution, paying 49.23% of the loan payments from the water enterprise net revenues, and the sanitation district paying 50.77% of the loan payments from the sewer enterprise net revenues.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Is there a second?
Second.
A second by Vice Mayor Perano. Any further discussion? Hearing none and seeing none, all those in, roll call? May I have a roll call, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Aye.
Dr. Rod?
Aye.
Ms. Perano?
Aye.
Ms. Manalo?
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester?
Glenn Sylvester, aye. Thank you very much, everyone. Next item is the Board of Directors. Any reports from the board? Hearing none, seeing none. Next is staff reports. Hearing none and seeing none, this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you very much. How's everybody doing? You all right? Ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Yes. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Monday, February 23rd, and I'd like to call to order the City Council meeting. Prior to doing so, I want to advise of the following. Public participation. There are 3 ways to submit public comments. 1, you can submit written comments by the meeting day. 2, submit written comments during the meeting. And 3, attend the meeting in person. To submit written comments by the meeting day, please email the city clerk. And in the public comment and in the subject line, indicate your comments. All written comments received by 4 p.m. on meeting day will be provided to the city council prior to the meeting. Any email comments received after 4 p.m. on the meeting date are not guaranteed to be received by the city council prior to the meeting, and comments are not read aloud into the record. During the meeting, you may visit www.dalycity.org/agendas to submit comments using the public comment form to address the city council on a specific item or during the public comment period, and such comments are delivered to the city council and city staff during the meeting and may be read into the record at the time they are received. To speak at the meeting in person, please complete a speaker card located at the entrance to the council chamber and submit it to a staff member as early as possible during the meeting. At this particular time, I would like to have us all please rise, those who can stand for the pledge to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Madam City Clerk, if I can have a roll call, please.
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Present.
Dr. Rod?
Present.
Ms. Perano?
Present.
Ms. Manalo?
Present.
Mr. Sylvester?
Glenn Sylvester, present. Thank you so much. I'd like to provide a land acknowledgement at this time. The city of Daly City acknowledges that we are on the ancestral lands of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. We recognize their enduring connection to this region and honor their history, culture, and contributions. As the indigenous protectors of this land, we affirm their sovereign rights as the original inhabitants of this land and pay respects to the ancestors, elders, and relatives of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples. Oh, I did that kind of backwards, didn't I? I should have did that first, because now I see it's roll call. So we already had roll call.
It's all
All right, all right, thank you. All right, thank you so much. Next item is the approval of the minutes of February 9th, 2026. Now entertain a motion.
Motion to approve minutes?
Councilmember Manalo makes a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Dr. Rod, Councilmember Dr. Rod Dasmok Boal seconds. Any further discussion? Hearing none and seeing none, all those in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. The minutes have passed. Next item is the approval of the agenda for tonight's agenda, February 23rd. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Councilmember Di Giovanni, motion, second by Vice Mayor Perano. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay. Thank you very much. The minutes have been approved. Okay, the next item is oral comment, and looks like I have two cards here. However, it's by the same person, and is it, Mr. Laramie? Laramie, come on up, sir, and please feel free.
I've been a citizen here since birth, really, and I lived on a street, West Cavour, that was beautiful. It was well kept and nice lawns and everything. And now the city has put, over the years, has put in these trees that are inappropriate for the size of our sidewalks, that have buckled the sidewalks. We have students from Jefferson and night school people walking in this dark street now where people have put parking lots in where this nice lawns used to be. We could always put a tree there. The park department of Daly City is very curt with any of my suggestions. It's cost the taxpayer thousands of dollars to have the sidewalk on each spot repaired. I'd like to know who the nurseries that are getting these contracts are and how much they're paying, what the city is paying them, and how much the street workers they have to come in and pull out the old sidewalk and bring in the new. And we have these palm trees on Mission Street that just look like sticks because they're so tall and high and inappropriate for Daly City. With some frost, you'd have to be on the 5th floor to see, and they must have cost a fortune. I'm sure they're very expensive. And how much are these things? On the bulletin, I'd like to find out how much all this labor and product is costing us, citizens. And the guy from the park department, I don't know. I talked to the engineer, Dean, who was very nice and everything, but he was just told by the park department, and the tree that knocked up the concrete is awful. The guy who owns the house said, he's from of Mexican descent, he said, oh, I picked the tree out and told the guy I wanted the tree. Well, the tree is full of, it's gone into a monster, and it pulled the sidewalk up, but he's not interested in getting rid of the tree and going back to something more sane. He says, no, the tree's healthy. The tree's healthy, which I thought was odd, since it had kicked up the whole sidewalk, to just say, oh, it's healthy now that they put in a new sidewalk. So it's maybe he has a thing with the street department, like giving them work, and I don't know what, but it's not a good relationship between the Daly City citizen and the department. It's like he's like in his shadowy tower in in his court, and he's not going to take any feedback to how we feel. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Laramie, for coming in and addressing the council, and you brought up a lot of points and some concerns, and we're going to forward this information, and hopefully,
I see a 5-year mayor term because
yeah,
12 months is too short. You can't get through the waste and
Thank you.
corruption in 12 months. It needs to be 4 years again. Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Laramie. All right, that was oral comment. Did I mess that up again?
No.
Because it says oral comment comes under the agenda. Oh, no, consent agenda. Okay, I'm okay.
We're good.
I'm okay. All right, the next item is the consent agenda, and looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no, we have 3, 4, 5, and 6 items on the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to
Yes.
pull item number 4 for informational only for the public.
Councilmember Di Giovanni, item number 4. Anyone else? Okay, I'll make that motion to approve all items on the consent agenda with the exception of item number 4. Can I have a second?
Second?
Se- Second by Vice Mayor Perano. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, thank you very much. Item number 4, and that is authorized pilot program allowing city-permitted taxi cabs to accept Transportation Network Company, TNC, referred trips through the Curb platform as a pilot program. And as per Councilmember Di Giovanni, this is for informational purposes, additional information.
I could
So-
give that report, Mr.
Oh,
Mayor.
thank you, Madam City
Sure.
Attorney.
So, members of the City Council, the item before you this evening is a proposed resolution authorizing a 180-day pilot program that would allow the city-permitted taxi cabs to accept Transportation Network Company, or TNC, referred trips through the Curb platform program. As you know, the Daly City regulates taxi cab operations under the existing municipal code, and taxi operators must hold certificates and public convenience and necessities. Vehicles must be permitted and meet all safety requirements and fares approved by the City Council. This program is an app-based ride referral generated by platforms such as Uber and Lyft. Curb functions only as a dispatch and technology bridge. It does not license drivers or operate transportation services. All purchasing vehicles and drivers must remain fully regulated by Daly City. For referred pilot trips only, fares will be determined by the TNC pricing model rather than the taxi meter rate. This is structured for 180 days to allow sufficient time for evaluation by the city, and the city manager may approve a one-time administrative extension up to 180 days. The purpose of the pilot is for the city to evaluate how this integrates its functions with its long-term authorization. There currently is no direct fiscal impact associated with this pilot. The city is not increasing tax rates or modifying its business license structure. In summary, the proposal does provide a controlled time-limited opportunity for city-permitted taxi cabs to participate in the app-based ride referrals while preserving the city regulatory authority and oversight. Staff's available to answer any questions in the adoption of the resolution.
Thank you, Madam City Attorney. Councilmember Di Giovanni.
Yeah, thank you, City Attorney. I believe one resident contacted me, and since it's a brand-new program, are people like Sarah Cab under this, and all the taxis that we have in the city. Secondly, they want to know, is it going to be more expensive because they're going to charge a fee up front? Is that correct? Or they can charge a fee up front?
So it doesn't change the existing rates, and the
Okay.
Sarah cabs, it's only taxi cabs that would be subject to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so you basically pay through the fee
The
through
app.
the app.
Right, through the app only, right?
Yes.
So those who don't have, are able to do that then, or have the app like some of our seniors, is there other ways available for them to be privy to this, or?
They would just go under the existing taxi cab
Oh,
rate
okay.
and taxi cab fare.
Great, so they'll have access.
This is just another opportunity for the taxi cab business
Yeah.
to pick up rides.
And then we'll have oversight because of our Muni code.
Yeah, essentially, this is a 180-day program. So
Yeah.
essentially, it would just come back to see how it integrated with the taxi cab fares.
Okay, thank you, and I appreciate the due diligence. I know they were asking questions, and it's better that the city attorney answers the questions. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor.
More questions?
Councilmember Dr. Rod, please.
Are there any other pilot programs that are similar to this in the county that we know of?
Not that I know of. I know it's a similar platform to Uber and Lyft, except they
Gotcha.
don't use Curb. You have to be a licensed fleet or taxi cab to use it.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Rod. All right, anyone else with further questions? Thank you very much, Madam City Attorney. Councilmember Di Giovanni, I'll look to you to make that motion to approve this item number
Motion to
4.
approve item number 4, please.
All right, is there a second? Glenn Sylvester, I'll second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That item has passed. Thank you very much. The next item is public hearings. I'll move to item number 7, the introduction of an ordinance amending Chapter 8.16 of the Daly City Municipal Code regarding recovery of attorney fees for nuisance abatement. And I'll turn it over to our city attorney, Mrs. Zimmerman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council. This item is for a adoption of an ordinance amending our Chapter 8.16. Under the Government Code section, the city is authorized to recover attorney's fees in any administrative action, judicial action and court proceedings to abate public nuisances provided by the city has adopted the ordinance authorizing this recovery. Under the municipal code, the city is authorized to obtain inspection, abatement warrants, and abatement actions from court. The judicial proceedings can concur significant costs to the city and force the city property maintenance and nuisance abatement laws for us to recover these costs. So this is merely just to amend it, the ordinance to allow for this recovery.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam City Attorney. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion to open to the public for comments.
Motion to open public hearing?
Second.
You have a first and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Do we have any members of the public who would like to speak on this matter? Hearing none and seeing none. Thank you, Madam City Clerk. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion to close the public.
And I'll second. All those in favor of closing the public hearing on this matter, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, next I'll entertain a motion for the city attorney to read by title only.
So moved.
Motion by Dr. Rod, is there a second?
Second.
By Vice Mayor Ferrano. Any further discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, seeing none, that motion is passed. Madam City Attorney, do you please proceed?
Sure.
Okay.
This is an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Daly City amending Chapter 8.16 of the Municipal Code regarding property maintenance and nuisance abatement. Council may introduce the ordinance.
Thank you very much. Do I have a council member who wishes to introduce the ordinance?
I'll go ahead and introduce.
Dr. Rod will introduce the ordinance. All right, thank you very much. That's the end of that. Next item is number 8, under communications, the legacy business nominations, the third installment for 2026. And I have staff, Maybelle Magno, if she's present today. Is there someone who will act on her behalf?
Yeah, I saw her earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. We're just checking.
Oh, word. Bravo. Let's go. Nice.
Thank you, Leilani.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and council members.
will you be
I'll go ahead and
presenting?
step in for this item, Mayor.
Thank you, Leilani. I didn't see you walk back in. Wow, if you were a snake, I would have been bitten. All right. Ms. Ramos, go ahead, please.
We're happy to bring council the third installment of our legacy business nominations. Staff recommends that the city council approve all legacy business nominations. As way of background, in April of 2023, the city council adopted an amendment to the Daly City Municipal Code, Chapter 2.58, Small Business Commission Ordinance, to establish a legacy business program. The purpose of the program is to recognize and celebrate the long-standing community serving and culturally relevant businesses in the city. In addition, the city intends that the registry be a tool for the provision of promotional assistance to legacy businesses to encourage their continued viability and success in the city. So we have a process through the Small Business Commission. They have gone through the process as per the ordinance, and we will present it on their behalf. The first business. Sorry, technical difficulties. So the first business we have listed here that meet the eligibility criteria is Teeth, Gums, and Beyond, the dental practice by Dr. Mylene D. Gandinko. The business has operated in the city of Daly City for 10 years or more, with no break in Daly City operations exceeding 2 years. The business may have operated in more than one location and may have gone through an ownership change. Teeth, Gums, and Beyond, the dental practice of Dr. Mylene D. Gandinko, opened on May 13, 2014. The business has contributed to the history or identity of the neighborhood and community within which it is located. This business has provided high-quality, compassionate dental care to Daly City residents for many years, building a trusted reputation through consistency, clinical excellence, and strong community relationships. Dr. Gandinko and her team serve multi-generational families with preventive, restorative, and emergency dental services that support the health and confidence of working families. The practice operates with integrity and transparency, clearly communicating care options and costs while accommodating seniors, children, and patients with language access or mobility needs. The business supports local employment, collaborates with nearby schools and community groups on oral health education, and donates time and supplies to residents who may otherwise delay necessary care. Recognition in the Legacy Business Registry would honor a small business that has contributed meaningfully to the well-being of Daly City residents through reliable service and patient-centered values. And I'll now turn it over to Maple Manio.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Tonight, I'm honored to present this third installment of the Daly City's Legacy Business designation. So when council established the Legacy Business Program in 2023, the intent was pretty clear that we wanted to formally recognize the businesses that have helped define Daly City's character. So not just businesses that have lasted, but businesses that have mattered. So this year's 5 nominations reflect the depth and diversity of Daly City's economy. They represent healthcare, neighborhood services, recreation, vocational education, and skilled trades. So together they tell a story about who we are as a city. And thank you, Leilani, for presenting the first one, Teeth, Gums, and Beyond, the dental practice of Dr. Mylene Gandinko. And she talked about how they served multi-generational families since 2014, and they strengthened the Westlake neighborhood vitality. So second, I also want to present Broadmoor Cleaners Laundry and Alteration. Since 2016, under the ownership of Shay D, Broadmoor Cleaners have exemplified what we often call the small town spirit within a large and diverse city. So Shay opens early, she stays late, she's built personal relationships with customers, many who are city staff here, who affectionately call her Auntie Shay. In an era of increasingly defined automation and impersonal transactions, this business preserves the human connection that defines our local commerce. So Broadmoor Cleaners keeps the Junipero-Serra corridor active and vibrant. It's a daily service business that reinforces trust, reliability, and community familiarity. That consistency matters for this corridor's stability and neighborhood identity. Next, local favorite, Classic Bowling Center. Hey. Since 1985, Classic Bowl has served as one of the largest bowling venues in San Francisco and San Mateo counties with 60 lanes. It is not simply a recreational facility, it's a gathering space. It's a venue for birthday parties, league nights, youth events, fundraisers, and cultural celebrations. Classic Bowl represents Daly City and reflects Daly City's diversity. It attracts families from across the region and has become part of the social fabric of the community. In an environment where many similar recreational venues have closed, Classic Bowl has remained resilient. That resilience reflects both strong management and strong community support. And fourth, we have Hilltop Beauty School, established in 1964. Hilltop Beauty School represents over 6 decades of vocational education along the Mission Street corridor and Top of the Hill neighborhood. It's trained thousands of cosmetology professionals, many of whom have gone on to open their own businesses and contribute to the local service economy. This is not just a school, it's a workforce development institution. It provides career pathways, economic mobility, and entrepreneurship opportunities. It also offers affordable services to residents while training the next generation of beauty professionals. Hilltop Beauty School embodies the immigrant-driven enterprise and small business culture that Daly City is known for. And it definitely anchors the Mission Street commercial corridor. Last but not least, Colma Auto Body Shop.
Yeah.
Operating since 1975 on Mission Street, Colma Auto Body has restored vehicles for multiple generations of families. In the auto repair industry, longevity is earned through trust and craftsmanship. This business has demonstrated both for over 45 years. Its presence strengthens the Mission Street corridor, commercial corridor, and reflects the durability of Daly City's locally owned service sector. Skilled trades are foundational to a functioning local economy, and Colma Auto Body represents that backbone. Collectively, these businesses do more than just provide services. They create stability, they anchor corridors, they provide jobs, and they preserve identity. From an economic development perspective, the Legacy Business Program is a retention strategy. Business attraction is important, but retention is just as critical. And longstanding businesses provide predictability in tax base, employment, and corridor vitality. They also shape community memory. When residents think about Daly City, they think about places like these. In terms of fiscal impact, there's no general fund appropriation required. The program only involves recognition plaques, minor event logistics set for our annual celebration during Small Business Week, so that's the first week of May, and updates to our city's online registry. These costs are absorbed through the Economic and Business Development Division's existing budget. And this designation does not provide financial subsidies. What it does provide is recognition, promotion, and affirmation. It signals that Daly City values its small businesses and recognizes their contribution to our shared civic identity. This third installment demonstrates the program's continued momentum and reinforces our commitment to celebrating businesses that have grown with Daly City and helped shape it. So Staff respectfully recommends approval of the 2026 Legacy Business nominations, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Manio. I'll open it up to the dais to see if anyone has any questions or additional comments or concerns. Vice Mayor.
I'd just like to say that with my observation, it was a nice,
Yeah.
the choices were in different spots, from different spots of the city, and they're all well-known. We somehow have had years and years of having them in our community. So I would just like to commend the group for choosing businesses that we recognize and that we've recognized for many, many years and have used some of their services. So thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Anyone else? Councilmember DiGiovanni.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Manio, it really is nice to see, especially the ones like when you noted 1964, whatever. I'm sure when you were able to speak with them, just to know that it's a refreshment for them, in our community, to know that they're appreciative, and this will give them a big boost of confidence, which they already have the business. But I think it is to show gratitude, and I think that's what you and the commissioners do, is to show the gratitude to all the great businesses. And there's so many. I know this is going to continue, which is a great thing. So, and as the Vice Mayor said, such a variety. That shows what we have. We can showcase them. So thank you for the work, putting it together, the report, and to the commissioners. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Manio.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni. Anyone else? Dr. Rod?
Yes, Mabel, great. Oh, and the Small Business Commission, great
Yes.
job. I think these are examples where we close the distance between like government and community, where we recognize like businesses that have been here for a long time. And I'm familiar with a couple of the owners, and not only do they have like successful businesses, but it's like the personalities and the people that make up the business that connects our community. Like Shay, beautiful person. Drag cleans all my suits. So big shout out to you, Shay. Can't wait to see you. And of course, Classic Bowl that has been an anchoring force for so many different events over the past few decades, and people celebrated birthdays or have met their significant others in spots like that. And yeah, it's a beautiful selection that
Nice.
that y'all have for us. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rod. Councilmember Manalo?
Thank you,
Okay.
Mayor. Thank you for the presentation, Ms. Manio. As far as the small business commissioners, I want to acknowledge them. I know they're the ones that really put forth the nominations over the course of the years. And to see our small businesses, those are our commissioners that are rooted to bring forth those recommendations is really, I think, a reflection of how integrated, as mentioned, our small business commissioners are. And I think also the nominations for 2026, it's wonderful to see the array, as mentioned. And so look forward to celebrating each and every one of them. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Ms. Manio, thank you for your report. I have, looking at the eligibility criteria, there's one there that says no pending city complaints. What does that entail?
It could be anything from a member of the public having a complaint about them, the county having a complaint about food safety, code having a code violation, business license having impending taxes that haven't been paid. So those are all checked before presenting.
All right. Well, I'm just wondering, when it says city complaints, would that also apply to lawsuits against the city from any of these businesses?
Correct.
So I'll defer to Madam City Attorney. Do we have any of these businesses who currently have a lawsuit against the city of Daly City? Thank you very much. All right, I have no further questions. With that being said, I'll entertain a motion to
adopt the resolution of the Legacy Business nominations, third installment for 2026.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Councilmember Ronaldo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor. May I have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni?
Aye.
Dr. Rod?
Aye.
Ms. Perano?
Aye.
Ms. Manalo?
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester?
Glenn Sylvester abstain. Motion passes at this time. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on to item number 9, 4-lot subdivision, and at 933 through 969 Crocker Avenue, minor subdivision SUB 0724-16596, and design review DR 0824-16609. And Mr. Felding, thank you so much. You have the floor, sir.
Great. Good evening, Mayor Sylvester, Vice Mayor Proaño, council members, and City Manager Piccolotti. The next item before you this evening are the planning entitlements of a minor subdivision and design review for a residential project located at 933, 969 Crocker Avenue. The existing site is a 13,051 square foot vacant lot located on the north side of Crocker Avenue between Templeton Avenue and Point Pacific Drive. The project site is located in the residential medium low density land use designation and is zoned single family residential R1. This is the San Mateo County Assessor map and the green outline of the vacant lot. The surrounding uses include single-family residential to the north, west, and east, and the Point Pacific subdivision to the south, and San Bruno State Park to the southeast. The proposed project is a subdivision of a vacant lot into 4 parcels and construction of one single-family residential building with one ADU on each lot, totaling 8 residential units. The parking will include 4 parking spaces, 2 garage spaces, and 2 driveway spaces for each residential building. The requested planning entitlements are the subdivision parcel map for a lot split from 1 to 4 parcels and construction of one single-family residence with ADUs on each parcel totaling 8 units, and design review for site plan, building design, and landscaping for the single-family residences. Some background on the project. We did receive a letter of support for the project from the California Housing Defense Fund on February 3rd, 2026. And on February 3rd, 2026, the Planning Commission voted 5-0 to recommend City Council approval of the minor subdivision and design review for the project at 933, 969 Crocker Avenue. As mentioned previously, the project site is 13,051 square feet, vacant lot, zoned single-family residential R1 with residential medium density land use designation. The lot contains a north-facing downhill slope of 25%. And this is just a summary of the vacant lot that will be subdivided into 4 parcels containing the single-family residence and the ADUs on each parcel for a total of 8 residential units. The application is similar to the proposed 4-lot subdivision application and design review for 4 single-family homes that the Planning Commission and City Council approved back in 2012. The project was ultimately not pursued at that time due to financial constraints from the property owner. This is some information about the project detail. As mentioned before, the 4 residential buildings will be built on a 25% slope. Each 4-story building is built into the hillside with front elevation consisting of 2 stories from the ground floor to the roof parapet. The design is a contemporary home-style design compatible with the neighborhood. It complies with citywide design objective standards. And the buildings are built into the steep slope with 2 stories facing the street and 4 stories at the rear elevation. As mentioned before, there will be 4 parking spaces for each single-family residence. And the project includes streetscape and landscaping, including permeable grass paver driveways, city standard sidewalks, streetlights, and curbs, front yard landscaping with Japanese maple trees, and backyard landscape of grass, lawn, and drought-tolerant native plants. This slide shows the lot and floor area data for the 4 individual homes. We have the lot area in square feet, the primary dwelling square footage, the ADU square footage, and the private deck areas. This is a topographic survey of the lot. The homes are located approximately 28 to 38 feet from the project site rear property line. This slide shows the tentative map for the parcel lot split. This is the proposed parcel map. These are the site photos of the project. Site photos from left to right, facing north, facing northeast, facing east, facing southwest, and facing east to the adjacent 4 single-family residences. These are the adjacent homes to the west and the adjacent homes to the east. This is the proposed site plan. The lots will comply with the required 20-foot front setback and the 10-foot rear setback. And the distance from the rear elevation building exteriors and decks to the rear property line is approximately 47 to 54 feet. This slide shows the proposed floor plan for each single-family residence. From left to right, we have the basement 2, which is the ADU with a deck. Basement 1, which is the kitchen, bathroom, sump room, and deck. The ground floor, which includes a living room, interior stairwell, bathroom, deck, and 2-car garage. And the second floor, which includes 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 front decks, and 1 rear deck off the rear bedroom. This slide shows the vehicle parking. So the top left corner there is the plan for the 2-car parking garage. And then located in the front of each of the residential buildings, there's space for 2 surface parking that's clear of the sidewalk. So it does not encroach on the sidewalk. In addition, there are 4 street parking spaces, space cutouts on the south side of Crocker Avenue that are located approximately 105 feet west of the project site. So it is a narrow street, Crocker Avenue, but there are some surface parking spaces along Crocker Avenue. This is the front south elevation, showing the 2-story buildings with a height from the front elevation ground floor to the top of approximately 22 feet 3 inches. This is the proposed northeast elevation, the right side. This is the proposed southwest elevation, the left side. And this is the proposed northwest elevation. At the rear elevation, the building is 4 stories, not including the staircase and retaining wall below the ADU basement 2 level. The overall building height is 55 feet 5 inches at the rear elevation. This section shows the pier foundations and floors of each residence. From the Crocker Avenue, the building is 2 stories, and from the rear elevation, it's 4 stories. These slides show a rendering of the front and rear views of the project. The proposed hillside homes feature deep foundations, piers, piles, retaining walls, and terracing for stability. Visually, they use multi-level design, expansive glass, walls and windows, and cantilevered decks and terraces to follow the slope, maximizing panoramic views, natural light, and outdoor living spaces that are integrated with the steep terrain. According to the applicant, the exterior materials and finishes are chosen for their sustainability. The design will feature thermally broken anodized aluminum windows and doors, composite wood panels, and tempered glass railings. Grass pavers will be used to ensure a permeable surface for the driveways, complemented by drought-tolerant landscaping. The overall front design of the development is designed to integrate seamlessly with the surrounding area and enhance the residential character of the neighborhood. Staff has reviewed the design materials, color, and landscaping, and determined that the project meets the required findings of Section 17.45.080 Design Review of the Municipal Code and the citywide design objective standards, and supports the building design for the proposed 4 residential homes with the lower basement level ADUs. This is the landscape plan. It includes in the front yard Japanese maple leaf trees and grass permeable paved driveways. The backyard would include grass landscaping, plants, and a fence separating the stormwater treatment, biotreatment area. All proposed plants shall be based on the Appendix Z of the latest SMCW or Stormwater Pollution Prevention Program, C.3 Regulated Project Guide. Sort of a mouthful, but that's part of the stormwater requirements for the project. This slide shows the stormwater management plan. The green area located in the back is the biotreatment area for the stormwater management. You'll notice that there are some X's in the diagram there beneath the buildings. That's the actual location of the trees that will need to be removed for the project. There's 16 non-native eucalyptus trees and 1 acacia tree that will be removed. These are the minor subdivision findings. They're required for approval. The project should be consistent with the applicant's general and specific plans, the applicable general and specific plans. The site must be physically suitable for the type and density of the proposed subdivision, and it must not cause substantial environmental damage. The design must not cause serious public health problems, and the design must not conflict with any easements. Planning staff has determined, based on the review of the project plans and tentative map, that the proposed subdivision meets the findings required pursuant to the Subdivision Map Act. These are the design review findings. We'll just sort of briefly go through these. That it meets the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. That the project has been designed to provide a desirable environment. It ensures that the architecture is compatible with the development, and that the design concept and the character of other adjacent buildings is considered in the design. Staff notes that the architect has done a good job of integrating the residential building into the steep hillside terrain, using the pier foundation and retaining walls and terracing. And the front building elevation utilize a variety of exterior materials and colors and vertical and horizontal features to break up the mass of the buildings and provide a visually interesting facade. The proposed housing development complies with the citywide objective design standards for single-family residential housing developments, including site design, building design, massing and articulation, windows, building materials, details and color, and hillside design standards. Planning staff completed CEQA environmental review for the proposed project and determined that the project is categorically exempt per CEQA guidelines section 15332 for an infill development project on a vacant lot. Staff recommends that City Council take the following action. Approval of the subdivision parcel map for a lot split from 1 to 4 parcels and design review for the construction of one single-family residence with one accessory dwelling unit on each parcel. I also would like to note at the conclusion here that the applicant is requesting, if approved, that they be allowed to start the construction within 2 years instead of the general requirement that it be constructed within 1 year. And this is primarily due to the PG&E permits that are required and that will take time to secure. And this concludes my presentation, staff's presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions. And we have the project applicant's architect, Wing Lee, and the property owner, Raymond Lee, are also available to answer questions about the project. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Fielding. Any questions for the applicant or Mr. Fielding? Councilmember Manalo, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for your presentation, Mr. Fielding. I do want to comment on the facade. I think that the front-facing parcels that the architect has put forth does seem aligned with, a lot of our Daly City homes. Just by its design. My question is, on the very back end of the home, what would be, is that a hillside?
Yeah, 25% slope.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So then it's basically the back of the hill,
Yes,
right?
that's
Okay.
correct.
Well, I mean, if you go to the front portion of the facade,
The renderings, yep.
yeah, the renderings, I feel like, the designs of our Daly City homes, it pays tribute to them. And so I noticed that in the architecture, but also, looking at, Daly City has a lot of fog, and so being mindful of the types of materials being used is definitely key. But to me, it looks like a well-designed, I just wanted to know when you're looking at the hillside, like if, what homes are going to be there, but it's just the top of the hill, right? At a Crocker, on the way
Yes.
to Vice Mayor, I mean, on the way to,
Yes, I can show you the site
Right?
photos. Yeah, in the site photos, there's some homes up above that are adjacent.
Oh, yeah.
So there's the adjacent photos to the east, so that's just to the right of the vacant lot. And then these are the homes to the west of the vacant lot.
oh, okay.
So the homes to the east they're sort of also in more contemporary style, and they are more recently constructed.
Yeah, it
And
seems
so
very
it's-
congruent, like the flow. Yeah, I mean, I understand why they have a need to extend instead of with the PG&E approvals and everything. It makes a lot of sense in that regard, and obviously it's 4 units that they're building versus, I don't know, 1 or 2. So. But I just want to acknowledge the architect. It looks really wonderful. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Anyone else?
Oh, you want to go first?
You go first. Go ahead, Dr. Rod.
Okay. So I just have a couple of questions. I'm very familiar with this place because it's right down the street from my house. I think realistically, how many residents can potentially be in these homes?
So each home is a single family residence, and then the lower like basement 2 level
Okay.
is a accessory dwelling unit, which is allowed under state law. So I put it in here for informational purposes. So each home will have the ADU and then the 3 stories of single family residence.
Okay. And I saw in the report 2 cars in front, standard Daly City, 2 cars in the garage, 2 cars behind the garage, correct?
There'll be each home will have a 2-car garage side by side, and then 2 spaces in the driveway, and that's required based on the habitable square footage.
Okay.
So based on the square footage of the single family homes, they're required to have 4 spaces.
Okay. But it's pretty unpredictable on how many people could live in those homes.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Okay.
we don't regulate by bedrooms.
Okay.
So it's the way Daly City Municipal Code regulates it's by lot coverage, and then the parking requirements based on the habitable square footage. So, but we don't regulate like how many rooms or how many people.
Okay. I think the architecture looks beautiful. It flows up even with the newer properties when you go up Crocker. My only concern is the parking, going up that steep hill daily. And you see, I mean, with the visuals that you have right now, you'll select 1 car there, 2 cars there, but there are multiple cars in front of these driveways all the time. And the danger for me is that it's a downhill slope, and coming in and out of those homes become a very, very public safety issue. And so that's my only concern, right? Like, I can't predict how many people are gonna live in those homes. Even with the homes that were recently built right after COVID. Those were beautiful homes as well, but you would see stacks of cars, more than 2 in the garage, 2 in the behind the garage. You could probably fit like 4 to 6 cars all in one section, right? Because we don't really have like the infrastructure to oversight these parking issues. But my whole thing is just the safety part. There's a lot of people that ride their bikes up there because they want to ride the bikes up to San Bruno Mountain. There's people that jog, walk their dogs. There's a lot of elderly people there. And so my whole thing is the whole thing of just safety in general. I mean, I run those streets as well, you know, so it makes me concerned of, I mean, if it was the amount of residents that can just have 2 cars in the garage and 2 cars behind the garage, that'd be perfect, but that's not the reality. Those are my comments. I don't have any more questions. I'm just more very precautious about the it's already a dangerous street going up there, and just the whole feeling of safety of cars pulling out, pulling in, and the amount of elders and people running and biking in that area.
Thank you, Councilmember Dasmagwal. Councilmember Di Giovanni, did you have your hand
I'll
up?
let Vice Mayor go.
I'm sorry?
Vice Mayor wanted to go first.
Oh,
That's fine.
okay.
That's fine.
Vice Mayor Perano,
Yeah,
please.
go ahead.
Appreciate that.
Thank you,
you.
Mayor.
So the only thing I would just mention is, yes, I did like the rendering of the facades of the houses. I noted that I heard 3 bedroom, 3 bath, correct? That's besides the ADU, which would have how many bedrooms? 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Is there a family room as well in the house of the 3? Is there a family room as well?
Sam.
Let me pull up the floor plan. So So the ground floor is the location there where the vehicles are parked. I'm not able to zoom in on this slide, but I could have we have the architect that may be able to answer that specifically.
Yeah. The only reason I'm saying that is just in listening to Dr. Rod, when there's a family room and people want to put more people in a space, and we're talking about 4 units, 4 houses. So we have 4 houses, plus if it's a 3-3 and if there's a family room, and you can't regulate this, but if there's, let's say they have somebody else living in that space, the potential of having many vehicles. The other thing I was going to say is, and I've been up that street, but I'm not very familiar to it. Would there be a need for a stop sign somewhere to
Probably
slow
not.
things down?
I think it would be hard because it's just a downhill slope of it.
Yeah. But if there was something like that, or speed bumps or something,
I think probably speed bumps probably the best.
speed bumps, yeah, because I was just listening, because what it sounds like to me is that the danger of having even more vehicles day to day in that vicinity, perhaps, I don't know if Richard would be able to touch base on that, but perhaps some sort of a deterrent for vehicles to fly down the hill, That's all. I don't live in that area, so that's the only thing I would think about with regards to vehicles, extra vehicles in that space. Thank you.
Yeah, just to follow up on your question, the ground floor would have a living room, the interior stairwell, bathroom, deck, and a 2-car garage. And then it looks like the second floor are made up mostly of the bedrooms. So
Thank you very much for checking. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Councilmember DeGiovanni.
Thank you, Mayor. So I like the idea that you already include the ADUs, because, there's a big push, and Daly City's always been ahead of the game on building the ADUs back even in I think this has been decades. So that's always been a big push. And then we say we need housing, and then you're able to put that, it's almost like intergenerational housing. And I think that thought always needs to be there. And that I know that people and culturally, that people usually think ahead of their elders and where are they going to be. And sometimes you take them in and then you have an ADU, so they have an independent thing. I mean, I don't know what the plan is, and you don't know who the buyers are going to be. No one knows in a crystal ball. But I think that because that design is that way, and because the back, which is on that slope, I thought that was a good part of the design, and that I'm sure there's a setback because the fire has already looked at that because of the brush and the way it is over there. So they have to make sure, they probably already know that you always have to make sure that there's clearance, and our firefighters are great about coming out to properties, and then they, give information. I'm sure that you'll be in touch with them anyway. But safety, I'm familiar with that road. People do drive fast, as they do across our city. And I don't know where I was trying to figure out, where is the closest, in that area where you go around, where is the closest, stop sign to that property?
It'd be
I'm trying
Crocker.
to remember.
It's where the San Bruno Mountain,
Because when you go down the hill, right?
Crocker and
Yeah. So you have to go around and just go down
the South Hill Boulevard in Crocker, but then the next
where the
stop
cross
sign will
street
be
is.
none all the way until we get down to the bottom of the hill.
But that's for,
I don't think there's a stop sign until we get to Bellevue, Crocker Avenue.
Okay. So maybe not, I know this is about the splitting the property, and that's what we're here for. But maybe our city, because now we know that we are getting more residential, maybe we, the city, can think of some ways to, in that area, because we haven't had much building up there, and I'm so grateful that it's something to beautify that one spot when you go by. It's brown, it's dry, and then it helps the neighbors on their side and bring in some continuity of community to where, because this land is very scarce now, especially in Daly City, and that for our public safety committee, which I know is a part of Mr. Chu and the chief and you can get together. And I think Michael Van Lockenhausen is a part of that as well. And think of some way to look at that area, because that area, in that area, it has been a long time, and people trying to back out for that. But that's for this, for us to look at in general, because of that area really, I don't know if we've focused on it, but now we really need to focus on it. And thank you for taking and picking and choosing and have that development, because anything we can do to make the city better, and the design really does blend well, because so many times when you go through, and not because of my, where we all come from a different background, I'm Italian, so when I was watching the Milan, with the architecture, and then, you drive over and you see Safeway, and then you go to another place in Mission Viejo, and it's the same retail box, so for me, that makes me like crazy, because I'm thinking, where are those architects at? And now I see that there's one there who can make a design, make a quality design, and blend in residential where people actually can feel at home and be a part of our community. So I think that's a great idea. So that's my 2 cents on the public safety, and bravo on the design and making the city blend in and welcoming people to our community. Thank you. And thank you for your well-designed. You did a lot of work. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni. Are there any other comments? Okay, I'll make a couple of comments before I open it up to the public if there are any cards. First of all, to the property owner, I'm a very staunch supporter, and I've said this many times before, on property owner rights.
Yes.
To have a piece of property and want to make use of it, I completely support it. I just wanted to start off with that. Number two, providing an ADU
Yeah.
is very, very, it's a thing nowadays, and you're definitely assisting on the ADU aspect. I'm giving you all the good parts first, because I do have some concerns about the other matters. And number three, besides the design, I think doing this project is very, very ambitious. In other words, given the slope and making use of the typographical area, I think you've done an outstanding job. Thank you. Okay, now as for the other side. First of all, I have to commend our planning division for looking at the setback. You made mention of a 20-foot setback, which I think is very, very appropriate. That's number one. Number two, based upon the square footage, I see you have adhered to what Daly City's code is, and that is the the requirement to have 4 parking spots based upon the frontage of the piece of property. And for those of you who don't know, if this piece of property was in San Francisco and you had that same frontage, San Francisco only requires 0.25%. That means for every 4 homes that's built, you only have to provide 1 parking spot. Wow. So thank you, planning, for that as well. I've been up in that area. I know Dr. Rod lives up that area. And once I start up that hill, I don't want to come back down because it's only 1 lane of traffic both ways. And to have cars parked, if they utilize the garage, if they utilize outside, you have to also be aware that folks, when they go to work or they come home, they either pull in or pull out, and cars are always speeding down, and that could cause a hazard. I mean, I want you to build, but there are some mitigating circumstances that perhaps I think will help in this regard. First of all, to the cars parked there, it will require a behavioral change amongst the residents who live there. I know if I live there and if I want to have a party, where are folks going to park? So I put a note down here. Well, offer a valet service if you have a party. That's a behavioral change because you know it's going to be difficult. Be cognizant, be good neighbors, because I don't know, what if I own one of those houses next door and I only have one car? I say, sure, you can park in my driveway. But I don't know. That's for you guys to decide. But I'm trying to come up with ideas to help mitigate the situation, which could be a dangerous situation on that street. Vice Mayor alluded to it because I had already made a note. I would like, as a condition of approval, that at least I receive information, how many accidents have been up there? Number two, has engineering gone out, and if there is a curve, which there are some curves, and I couldn't determine from the rendering, then as a condition of approval, we put up a regulatory sign. Regulatory sign tells you what's ahead, which is black and yellow. Slow down or curve ahead. So, I don't have an engineer's report. I don't know about previous as to how many accidents that have been up in that area. And of course, with the addition of additional property, which I would like to see, but that can also increase the propensity of accidents because they do speed down that street, sir. They do speed. So, I'm open. So those are my comments. So what I'll do now, after I've made my comments, I'll go back to council. And with those additional comments, please, if you want to chime in, please do so. Councilmember DiGiovanni, go
I just
ahead.
have a quick question through the mayor, because he has a lot of experience also, like on the planning commission. But if we are able to approve, I think the approval on this is just to make sure that we are able to give them the thing to build, right? So I don't know, are we able to, ask Rose, put anything else on there? Because it's supposed to be just to approve their being able to build.
Well, I think Mr.
What's sort of on the agenda, not
Mr. Fielding
anything
can answer
related to
that.
public safety.
Or Mr. Lockhausen?
Thank you, council members. And yeah, it is possible to add a condition of approval requiring some sort of a sign that indicates, curb ahead or something like that. I think one of the things to keep in mind is that a lot of the existing condition there with the speeding are caused by existing residents in the area. So it's sort of a, condition that this particular development is not going to solve. The idea of the speed bumps has been visited over the years several times. The city's fire department has always been opposed to any kind of speed bumps. Anything that slows emergency response, medical response is going to be, kind of frowned upon. And so that's why you don't see speed bumps in Daly City in general. I mean, we do have some, but so that's kind of an idea that really has never taken off. But yeah, the sign maybe is something we could add as a condition of approval, sure.
Thank you, Mr. Lockhausen. Anyone else? Councilmember Manello.
Thank you. I think not in this particular case, but in the future, if we can look at speed humps, not speed bumps. I've seen it in San Francisco, and so it delineates an opportunity for emergency vehicles to go through, and not necessarily just have the hump. And so I think if there's any way to look at that as a compromise within making sure emergency vehicles could get through. I agree. I think that the conditions already, the traffic conditions there are there, but also, I mean, it's not only for the safety of the residents, it's going to be the safety of, for you all too, for those that live there, right? And so is what I'm hearing just having a sign, right? A slow down sign?
It
Mayor?
seems like, yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Like a
Curve ahead.
curve
I
ahead?
think that's what the
Well,
idea
I
is.
know that Councilmember Rod is the frequent flyer or rider up there. Do you think that when you see that, it will curb behavior?
I think it will help. I think my issue would be like the folks that live in Point Pacific area, right? Because once they get past that four-way stop, you have that new development, and then the applicant's property, and then you go downhill. And so for me, is anything that can help mitigate either like speed cushions, like you were saying, and maybe some signage that can probably be worked out. Because I'm just concerned about that area because you see people walk across and because they want to get to the San Bruno Mountain and, and we see that pretty regular. And bike riders as well, because they bike ride up that narrow pathway. And anything that can provide any type of signage or speed cushions, I think that would probably be advisable.
Slow them down, right?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even, sometimes cities put dimples, they call them,
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
road, to try and slow the traffic.
Right.
And that doesn't slow emergency responders, but
Yeah.
Public Works Department would have to
Yeah.
say okay to that. That's, anything inside the public right-of-way is outside the planning division's realm of authority.
Okay.
So essentially, what we're doing here is allowing the subdivision of land. The houses built upon the land are actually allowed by right. We have objective design standards, as Sam went over. So it's essentially, can they subdivide the land into the minimum square feet this particular zoning district allows, and they are doing that. And of course, you're well within your right to add some conditions of approval, and we can do that. But yeah, that's sort of what we're looking at. We have to find a nexus between any of those conditions of approval and versus existing conditions that exist in the neighborhood, and so there has to be a balance there. But I think a sign is something that we can definitely look into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing it. I mean, obviously, I feel that, as I mentioned earlier in the very beginning, the design is well thought out. I mean, obviously, the structural piece of it was stated and how to make sure that the building is safe, the surrounding, I mean, even the addition of the ADU is something that we want to see, right, in our housing element, more housing in that respect. And so I think it's, I think, I don't know, I'm okay with just having signage. I feel like we didn't ask the other properties for the slowing down, that were adjacent, that was in the pandemic. And so for me, a compromise is at least having signage or lighting, because I feel like it's nighttime when, the sign that has lighting, I think, helps, remind people.
Right.
I don't know. I always ask Rod because he goes up there. But would that help? Making sure it's
I think it will
visible?
help. Just as long as the people can slow down there.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if Director Chu would like to.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, council members. If I may offer a suggestion, it sounds like some of the conditions that are being discussed may be existing conditions, existing situations. Mayor Sylvester talked about looking into accident history. So one of the things that we can do, separate from this is I can allow Public Works and Police Department, we can work together in regards to looking at the situation, looking at the accidents that have occurred. We can also bring this before the Traffic Safety Committee to be discussed, and then we can return back to to the council in regards to any proposed suggestions or recommendations based on the data that we find as we work with police department.
That's excellent.
Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead,
Mr. Chu, you took the words right out of my mouth, because before you got up there, I was going to recommend that since the applicant is requesting up to 2 years to build, it's not going to happen overnight, but in the interim, as Mr. Longhausen had made mention, what we're deciding is to split that into 4 lots. But there's not going to be any changes in regards to the traffic right now.
Right.
So if we can put that part aside to review the additional information that may come as a result of a study that's done, then we can go from there to find out if we want to add anything to mitigate possible hazards that may occur. Does that sound, how does that sound? Councilmember DiGiovanni.
No, you go, Dr. Rod.
No,
Go ahead.
you, Councilmember
Okay.
DiGiovanni. Because when I started talking, you already were
Okay,
ready.
thank
Go
you,
ahead.
Mayor. Yeah, no, I have to agree with you. And then we don't want to put it all on just one, because this neighborhood's been there for a long
Right,
time.
right.
And then we shouldn't make just one owner. Like you said, homeowners have rights and we protect their rights and then make it not on them. We're just trying to make it safety for them and the whole area. And now that's come to light, I think that, and with the, when you guys have your safety committees, I think that's where it's at. And now that it's been highlighted, especially by mayor and council, then that, but like, I don't think we should put it on the property owners themselves.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni. Dr. Rod.
I know that the map for Vision Zero doesn't incorporate that area, but if there was a way to incorporate like some creative way of having Vision Zero, just knowing that there's a lot of bike riding up in that area, I think that would be ideal as well. If you could just throw that in there with the study.
The safety.
If there,
Yes, definitely. We can add this to the Traffic Safety Committee's agenda to review and discuss as a request from the City Council. And then we can work with our police department to gather the data and then continue the discussions. And like I said, we can return back to the
are a lot of
council for
bicycles.
recommendations.
Okay.
And the only thing I would add is that understanding that the gentleman here is trying to improve the community by adding housing. We just recognize, I just want to let you know, I'm hearing from my colleagues here, we recognize that 4 buildings that include ADUs would somehow generate more people. And that being the case, we are pointing out that if you go 4 units and there's 4 cars times 4 plus, bicycles or whatever, it adds up. It adds up to a possibility of having accidents or something happening. So I appreciate that we all work together so that by the time your project is being built or is completed, that these problems won't arise. That's all. Thank you.
All right, if I may, I'm just going to beg the question, are there any cards on this matter before I ask? Thank you, City Clerk. So no need to open and close a public hearing on this. All right, well, with that being said, I'll entertain a motion to adopt a resolution to basically, as submitted, 4-lot subdivision and at 933-969 Crocker Avenue, minor subdivision sub 0724-16596, and design review DR 0824-16609.
Motion to approve item?
Second.
Mr.
Hold
Fielding,
on.
did I do something wrong?
Also, including allow the construction, the condition to allow construction within 2 years instead of 1 year. Yeah.
Good.
Happy to do a friendly amendment, Mayor, with
Thank you,
the,
Councilmember Manalo.
including the amendment to 2 years.
Thank you. So we have a first,
Second.
second by Councilmember DiGiovanni. Any further discussion? Hearing none, seeing none, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Aye.
Dr. Rod,
I abstain.
Ms. Perano,
Aye.
Ms. Manalo,
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester.
Glenn Sylvester, aye. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman.
Okay. All right, the next item is item number 10, resolutions. Authorize a WIFIA loan agreement with the city, with Daly City Joint Powers Financing Authority, the DCJPFA, Daly City, and the Environmental Protection Agency, and a financial agreement with the Daly City JPFA for the financing of the Vista Grand Drainage Basin Improvement Project. And the author, Josh, are you getting bored? Are you getting bored? No, it's a lot to read.
Hiding. This is
Oh,
the
okay.
culmination of years of work.
It just shows I'm trying to multitask. I watch you and I make sure, I look at you to make sure I'm doing it the right way. Okay. And deliver drainage basin improvement project and authorizing the city manager or the district manager or designee to execute and deliver such agreements and related documents and approving related agreements and actions. Mr. Cosgrove and Attorney Zimmerman, you have the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Honorable Mayor and members of the City Council. As I stated previously during the sanitation meeting, the presentation that I gave then covered that meeting, the JPFA, and the City Council meeting. It's all the same information. So I put up the slide that has the recommendations, and happy to answer any questions if there are, but it is the same information as presented before.
Thank you, Mr. Cosgrove. Any questions from my colleagues? I'm going to make this easy. I'm going to make a motion that we approve this resolution consisting of three parts: the Joint Powers Financing Authority, the City of Daly City, and the Sanitation District.
Second?
Second, I have a second by Councilmember Manalo. Any further questions?
Nope.
Hearing none and seeing none. Do we have any cards on this? Thank you, Madam City Clerk. So may I have a roll call, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Aye.
Dr. Rod,
Aye.
Ms. Perano,
Aye.
Ms. Manalo,
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester.
Glenn Sylvester, aye. Thank you very much, Mr. Cosgrove. Next item is item number 11, the second reading, the ordinance number 1487, adding chapter 5.96 to the Daly City Municipal Code to establish an entertainment zone. Madam City Attorney?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council. This item came before the council as an introduction. It is up for adoption this evening.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Okay, we have a motion by Councilmember Manalo, a second by Councilmember DiGiovanni. Are there any other questions, thoughts, concerns? Seeing none and hearing none, may I have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Aye.
Dr. Rod,
Aye.
Ms. Perano,
Aye.
Ms. Manalo,
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester.
Glenn Sylvester, aye. Thank you so much. The next item is appointments to boards, commissions, membership, committee appointments. Vice Mayor, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm pleased to announce that I have spoken with current Recreation Commissioner Christina Luna. And Christina has been on recreation from 2017 to present. I served with her. She was a young newbie at that time. And I'm proud to announce that she has accepted my request that she serve on the Library Board of Trustees. I have two smiley faces over there, Miss Denise and Miss Chella. I'd like to just say is she is a voracious reader, and she is also writing a novel, and so I think she'd be a perfect fit. And we hope to have her sworn in at the next meeting, which is, hi, Chella, thank you. She's checking the calendar.
You have to approve first.
Thank you.
Huh?
March 17th. Very good. And that's at 6 o'clock instead of 7. That is correct. So March 17th. And I'm just saying, thrilled to have her. So thank you. I apologize, Denise, for taking her from recreation, but I think she's a great fit for our library. Thank you.
Happy to second that.
So we have a first and a second. I'd like to make a comment. Vice Mayor, did you say a voracious reader or loquacious reader?
Voracious.
Voracious, okay. Clear. All right, so we have a first and second. Any further discussion? Can I do this as a, all in one vote, no roll call, or for commission?
Voice vote.
Voice vote. All right, can I have a vote, roll call, please?
Ms. DiGiovanni,
Aye.
Dr. Rod,
Aye.
Ms. Perano,
Aye.
Ms. Manalo,
Aye.
Mr. Sylvester.
Glenn Sylvester, aye. All right, any more nominations or appointments? All right, moving ahead. Reports, council committees reports. Dr. Rod?
No, I don't. I don't have anything for you, Mayor.
I'm usually in line with you. That's why I grabbed my bag.
I was like, what did I do?
When's the next PC?
Oh, that's this week.
Councilmember Manalo? you have
Council
something?
committee?
Yeah,
No, I don't
council
have any
com-
council committee
Wow.
reports.
Oh, found. All right, anyone? No one? All right, then I'll start. On February 11th, I attended the San Mateo Mosquito Vector Control District. And really nothing much to report. Everything is business as usual. I was just voted in as the vice chair.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much to represent Daly City. We are financially stable, and I'm looking for the lab report. I think there was no incidence of West Nile virus or ticks right now. So everything is good here in the city of Daly City. That's mosquito vector. On February 12th, I had the opportunity to attend with our city manager, Mr. Piccolotti. See, I caught him. He just looked now, see? And the vice mayor to the Board of Supervisors meeting to discuss, they wanted us to get together and discuss issues that may affect San Mateo County. And one of them that I learned, and we do have an expert on that particular topic, which even to this very day, I'm still having trouble understanding it, and that's the vehicle license fees, and how we've come so much to depend on vehicle license fees, especially throughout the years when many people say, well, aren't you getting all those fees? Why don't you, why don't you count that in? But I was told, and when Vice Mayor begged the question of our staff, so what about this? Are we going to lose 6.5 million? We managed to get some money the last time around, thanks to the city attorney, said that the state owes us some money. I'm going to write a letter. And we got some of it, but we didn't get all of it. So we are basically 1 year in arrears. So this year is supposed to be 6.5 million. And a vice mayor had asked, did we put that in our budget? Oh, no, we never counted that. So we didn't depend on it. So I think that was very good, Vice Mayor, and I'm glad you and came down.
Yeah.
They talked about the impacts of HR1 on county safety net. They also talk about the anti-human trafficking, and the road to functional zero homelessness. Supervisor Corzo is, this is really her top priority. They really want to get rid of homelessness in San Mateo County. And the district attorney on anti-human trafficking, San Mateo County has hired additional resources to include people to deal with anti-human trafficking. And he gave a few good examples, but overall, it was very good. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to attend. And as for the food that they serve us, I ate Tom Piccolotti's share, and it was a good time. Thank you. That's all I have.
Well done.
That's all I have. Okay. Vice Mayor?
Oh, thank you. Well, you said everything perfectly. I don't have anything else that I have. I can mention a few events that I went to. Would that help? Can we go to that?
The events? Is that the next one?
That's the next one.
That's the next one.
I'll wait for you.
I know you'll wait for that. Okay. Council committees, any other committees? No. Okay. City council, and this is all the events, Vice Mayor.
Thank you.
I'll give you the pleasure of starting first.
Thank you. I would like to say that if I move backwards, Sunday, we had the swearing in of our Pastor Grucy of Gateway Christian Church as our Daly City chaplain. It was beautiful. Councilmember Pam DiGiovanni was there, as well as our mayor and his lovely wife, City Manager Tom Piccolotti. Chief Cameron spoke, led the presentation beautifully, and I'd like to just say I was honored to be there and to witness the beautiful event with the pastor and his family and friends. It was a lovely event, and you might want to talk about it after, but that was lovely. Saturday, Councilmember Rod and Councilmember Jesla Manalo, we were, and as well as City Manager, and I'm going to, Maybell was there as well. There was a ribbon cutting at Cafe 86. It was the Daly City Como Chamber of Commerce had taken care of that, organizing. It was a lovely event. Lots of people were in line, and it was lovely. So I was happy to be there to present a certificate. And then the only other thing is I'd like to mention two events that are coming up. One is the Navigating Success, a guide to Daly City permits, which will be here in a joint event with the Daly City Chamber of Commerce, February 26th from 4 to 6 p.m. And this guide to Daly City permits, I think, would be, it's an excellent opportunity to see the changes. And last but not least, our Daly City's birthday, 115th birthday, will be celebrated March 18th. Everybody be there or be square. So March 18th from 5 to 7, immediately following the State of the City presentation by our dear mayor. And I think that's it. Thank you. Did I forget something? Did I get it?
Thank you very much. Yeah, in addition, I want to say too, the Cafe 86 was inspiring because these were all young veterans. They were a family, and they were all veterans. It was very impressive from the Navy, the Marines, and they even indicated with their graffiti art, which was fabulous inside. I encourage everybody to go and support such an inspirational young veterans, Filipino veterans in our community who are a family working together as that business. It's 2 doors down from Seafood City, Seafood City, then the Pot, and then you have the Cafe 86. So you can make a one-stop shop and then pick up your ube dessert and be on your way. And then also, I think we all, almost all of us, right? Other than, we attended the Black History Month. Yeah, it was Vice Mayor, Mayor, and I saw Dr. Rod come in, and then, the music, Miss Denise, the music was incredible. At one point, people were eating inside, and Miss Denise announced that everybody was going to miss the band, and that was the intentions. She did make the announcement, so people packed up their stuff. She said, "I recommend you pack it up and get out there." And sure enough, it was like they did 30 minutes, and I'm sure that you'll be having them back. And some of the other ones, it was a great variety, great time, great location, and Romeo did a fantastic job along with the staff, the volunteers, I mean, and the community that came. It was really good, and the food, of course, from Opal, and then of course, which like Vice Mayor alluded to, the swearing of the chaplain, our very first own chaplain. Now they've had chaplains in the past, but they shared them from out of San Bruno with the firefighters and others. This is the first time Daly City's ever had their own, and I can't say nothing about our chief because when he spoke and he told how it came about, it proves that he listens. He listens to the people in his department. He would mention Reyes, Captain Reyes, and them, and they brought the idea, and the timing couldn't have been. I can call it divine timing when we all needed a chaplain for our chief and our department. And the city manager was there as well, and our mayor and vice mayor, and Pastor Grucey, as you know, has been part of our community forever, and was a perfect fit. So I say that this is just the beginning, and for anything they can do. And I thank the city manager for supporting our PD and supporting anything our chief wants, because he knows what he needs. We don't need to tell him. He knows what they need, and then they work together. So it's really beautiful. So I'm making mine short, and then if they want to elaborate as well for Dr. Rod, and he brought his son as well, which I thought that was inspirational. And there was a young guy at the end who that did a lot of kind of like a hip hop type thing, and he's from Daly City, and I got information, so I know that Denise has his information, and I thought that his story is also very inspiring. So it was great that you used a lot of locals. I think that says a lot about who we are as a community. So thank you very much, and look forward to the other events that are coming up there. I'm sure there's plenty. We have when is the Chinese, the Lunar New Year. Lunar New Year is coming up the 28th. I think it begins at 10 a.m. here at City Hall. It's always a fantastic event. We have the children's youth, the Chinese youth, and we also have plenty more, which I'm sure that the Dr. Rod and maybe the mayor will announce. So that's it for me. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember DiGiovanni.
I just have one. Just want to give a big shout out to just the Daly City, all the departments from Tom, Rose, PD, everybody, for bringing down the fences at Thornton Beach.
Oh, yeah,
was
that
huge.
too.
Got to
Yes.
see Tom ride a horse.
Our
I'm
city-
just joking.
And our
But
city attorney.
I think that's a prime example of, when all of our departments collaborate, we take the patience and, surgically have a surgical approach of doing things with great precision. And I just want to give props and big thank you to everybody that was involved in that. And there was a lot of people when a lot of the residents, when they saw the fences coming down, a lot of happy faces. And when I got there, I saw Mayor and Councilmember Manalo there, and thank you for the text message, Tim. I was like on my way from my dental appointment. I was like, I might as well stop by, and all that stuff was going on, and there was a lot of happy faces. So thank you.
Didn't see that text.
Thank you, Dr. Rod. Councilmember Manali?
Thank you so much. I wanted to share that I attended the California Cities API Caucus Retreat. And in that, we just talked about our upcoming agenda for the year, and highlighting our signature programs in which we'll be able to share with the council. I do want to say Happy Lunar New Year to everyone that celebrates. We're still in the 15 days of celebration. To those communities from China, Malaysia, Vietnam, Korea, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Mongolia, the Philippines, and many more that celebrate Lunar New Year. It is the year of the horse, the fire horse. And so blessings to each and every one of you. I want to echo Dr. Rod. It was really wonderful because when we did get the text, we were over there, and Mayor and his lovely wife Nita was there. There was Supervisor David Canepa, as well as our city manager Tom Picolotti, our city attorney Rose Zimmerman, and all the amazing staff who have really been there to, as you mentioned, there was one resident that said they were really happy to see government be able to work swiftly and for them. And so it was a really breath of fresh air, because I remember when I heard about it, I did drive down there because, it's just down the hill to the very end. And it was really outrageous, right? You had the fences all the way to the end of like the cliff, and to see it gone, it was really, really a breath of fresh air, and it was perfect timing. The weather was gorgeous and calm, and we had all the heavy rains, and so it was a perfect day to see that happen. So agreed, kudos. I also on February 19th. I went to San Francisco State University for the Day of Remembrance, which commemorates the 84th anniversary of Executive Order 9066. And for those of you watching, it was the executive order to intern Japanese Americans. There was a ceremony honoring the 19 Japanese American students that were forced to go to incarceration camps. They had featured a short film called Dust and commemoration at the Ruth Asawa Garden of Remembrance. That day commemorates never forgetting the dark history of racial injustice, xenophobia, and the surveillance that occurred. Also present was the founders of the Third World Liberation Front, Honorable Ron Kitajai, who was the first Filipino American judge in the Superior Court in San Francisco. Also was able to attend the South San Francisco Kaiser panel. It was a panel for the Magnet Gold Standard of Nursing Excellence. The panel I was on was a community panel to share how nurses have been integral in community service, and only 9% of hospitals hold this gold standard. So we wish them the best. They had their interview this past week, but really in receiving that gold standard, it's high standards and outcomes, empowered work environment, professional development, and shared governance. Also, I was able to join at the last hour of Black History Month. I brought my daughter, and the portion was being able to celebrate in music and dance with the wonderful choir and also the lyricist and rapper from the community, which was really wonderful. Also was able to attend a dinner honoring Nancy Pelosi, as it is her last term in Congress. And was able to run over for the ribbon cutting with my family to Cafe 86. And Cafe, it just shows the resilience of businesses, not only legacy businesses, but businesses wanting to come to our city. I learned when speaking to the owners that this was actually 3.5 years in the making, and that they had identified the location, and the young women were actually workers at another location and asked the two owners if they can build their own store with that brand, Cafe 86. And so when you talk about resilience and community wanting to be in Daly City, the line was really long. And it showed how much people are waiting for this because they don't have to drive across the bridge. It's here in our home. And so congratulations to the new location of Cafe 86. And also, I was unable to join the pinning of Pastor Grissy, but I have been able to many years when Gateway Church have attended services with him, and he's been such a wonderful community leader, and just bringing community together. And it's always been his vision to see that Daly City is a community filled with love in that respect. And so I think it's such an excellent choice, Chief. And I think, really you feel that connection and just the timeliness and also just the commitment. And so congratulations to Pastor Grissy. And then I also wanted to share that I'm so excited for the third annual Lunar New Year, right? It's a third. And so excited to see that this Saturday from 10 to 12. And it's just always beautiful to celebrate in community with each and every one of you and my colleagues. That's it I have on here, Mayor. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Manalo. Did we go through everyone?
Can I just real quick?
Absolutely, Vice
Thank you.
Mayor.
I just wanted to say, Miss Denise, and to all the, I'm sorry I missed that. I had it here, but it was in pencil. Black History Month celebration. It was absolutely phenomenal. And it was nice to go to each table for each department that was there representing the city and speaking with the staff and spending money. I said, I'm going to take cash because I didn't want to spend a lot. And I still spent with the cat. I know, it was naughty. But it was just lovely and the food was perfect. And and I wanted to make sure I said that. Please tell Opal for me it was delicious. Second, Chief, I thought it was amazing, the event, and I should invite, can I invite you? I didn't know if you wanted to give just a few words with regards to the pinning in your view. It was beautiful, but
Yeah, it was great. Pastor Grucey, like I said, I had met him probably a year ago. I had met him in several community events throughout the last couple of years, but when we started talking about putting together a chaplaincy program for the department, the goal wasn't necessarily for internal benefit for spiritual and wellness and health and everything internally, but was also to build the relationship with the community. So we went and met with everybody at the Gateway Church, met with Pastor Grucey, and just kind of talk through what our vision was as an organization, and the value that they can bring from their community perspective and ours in bridging that gap. And so it was great. And the event yesterday went really well. He had invited all of his extended family from down south, East Bay, everywhere else. So it was nice to be there, part of the congregation as well, who were also present to experience that. So it was great. It was nice to finally formalize that relationship. And it has been, he's been with us for probably 3 months, and he's been present for several grief-related incidents in the community as well, where we've called him out to calls for service, where he's come out and met with family members that are dealing with loss, to be present by their side. And he's also followed up with people outside of that. So not just the work that he's done for the police department, but for the community already. And I know there's great things to come for sure. So it was great to have.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Vice Mayor. That it?
Mayor? Everybody's adding, so I just want to add just a real quick one. So you guys were, and I thank that Dr. Rod for acknowledging, especially that fence with all of you, because I think that when I turn on the news and then we have our city attorney and she was on the news, and I was so proud that under her legal guidance, and then with Mr. Von Lockenhausen, the code enforcement, the city manager, and firefighters and public service and our PD. I mean, it took a lot, right? It took all them together, and Mr. Chu and workers and staff, and it was done quickly. Everyone did it so quickly when you think about it, and I have to agree. Is for a lot of cities, it's proud to say that listened to the people quickly, found out the legalities of it, and went and did it in the manner it should be done. And now that says a lot about the team here at City Hall. So proud and thankful and great gratitude. And so are the many residents, for sure. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. And thanks, Dr. Rod, for saying that.
Thank you, Council Member DiGiovanni. With that being said, I'll give my report now. I tend to add a little humor to when I talk, so I'm going to add a little bit to Denise and the Black History Month. First of all, when I show up somewhere, I'm probably there for 5 or 10 minutes and I'm gone. Because of Black History Month and everything you had going on there, I was there for over 4 hours. So it must have been telling you something. Why would he stay here that long? Number one, it was the entertainment. Number two, it was the food. And to the Vice Mayor, when you says it was delicious, that's the wrong terminology. What you're supposed to say is let Opal know she can burn.
Yes.
Okay? All right. Sorry I missed Cafe 86. Thornton Beach, it was a sight to behold because when I got there, I had no idea as to the magnitude of that fence. Now, the city manager and the supervisor did offer me to go and take a horse ride so you can see where the horses go down the trail and etc. But the city attorney and myself were the smart ones and did not do that. Okay, but good job. I'm glad that's over. How am I going to put this? The chaplain, it was a pleasure to be there. And when I walked into Gateway Church and the enthusiasm of the parishioners, you can just feel it. When you say good morning, they all yell good morning. And when you ask them a question, they'll answer you. So Denise, you weren't there. Tim, you weren't there. Josh, you weren't there. And Rich, you wasn't there. And Mr. Lunkhausen, you wasn't there. Just letting the public know there's people here, still here in the audience. So one thing I asked the parishioners, have you ever asked a police officer how does he or she put their pants on? Can any of you answer that? Huh?
One leg at a
Who
time.
said it? Denise, you are absolutely correct. Not unless you're a firefighter and you can do it 2 at a time. So anyway, it was great, and the spiritual help that's going to come and being part of the Daly City Police Department and our Daly City family is something that we should not take for granted. So it was a pleasure. It's been a great week. And with that being said, I have nothing else. Councilmember Manalo, yes.
I did remember something. Both you and I attended the Hollywood Lunar New Year event, right?
Councilmember Manalo, I did want to make mention, 'cause I don't want people to think all I do is eat.
It was a celebration
Yeah, it
of
was a
music and food. But to bring in the Lunar New Year, and I couldn't stay long, but was able to see Mayor Glenn Sylvester as well as Council Member Flora Nicholas. Yeah, right. It was and Vice Mayor Jeff Wang from Union City. Yeah, so it was a really beautiful cultural event. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jocelyn. Now that you done made mention, yesterday I did attend a food festival, and that was a Burmese food festival at Westlake. And, everything's happening in Daly City, and it's all good. All right, can I move on now? It's okay?
Yeah.
All right, next item is adjournment, and Dr. Rod, you have one.
Yes.
So I want to begin with these words. Yes, go for it.
Did I?
Oh.
Yeah.
Tom, I am so sorry.
Wait.
Normally, in the interest of time, I would not report right now. But I did want to mention that it was an honor to be invited to the badge pinning for Chaplain Grucey. The mayor and chief kind of meshed. Their words were perfectly almost rehearsed. But like I said, it was great to be there. Great that I think he's going to do great things in this community. Also, when we talk about the fence, I think the city attorney did the heavy lift.
Oh, yeah.
For the most part,
Yay,
not
Rose.
literally. I don't. She wasn't out there lifting fence, but she spent a lot of time in court, and then also was diligent about getting the consent from the property owners. And I don't know if there's more to come from the fence issue, but at this time, we've restored the public access as it should be out there.
Right.
And I'd also like to acknowledge that Anna was instrumental.
Yes.
Code enforcement.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
right.
Code enforcement. Also, Natalie was out there cataloging the incident for us the day for purposes. And also, Joshua and his staff responded to deal with some fence that was actually thrown out in the public right away at some point in time. So there was a lot of things happening, a lot of moving plates out there, and I do think everybody did what was necessary for the public good, everybody included. So that's all. The third annual Lunar is here. Both looks like the weather's going to hold up. We're hoping so in the courtyard and in the rotunda. So those are some things going on. So thank you. Tried to make it quick. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Picolotti. I apologize again. Dr. Rod for adjournment.
Well, since I'm at it, since you apologized,
Yes, sir.
I did offer to put the mayor on a horse, and he said these were his words. He said, "A man's got to know his limitations."
Thank
you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dr. Rod.
Okay. I want to start with these words before I go into this adjournment. So the words are, I may be poor, but I am somebody. I may be young, but I am somebody. I may be on welfare, but I am somebody. My clothes are different. My face is different. My hair is different, but I am somebody. Those were the words by the late, iconic Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr., a person that I've looked up to since I could remember as a child, seeing him run for president back in like 1984. He was a towering civil rights leader, minister, and tireless advocate for justice who died on February 17, 2026 in Chicago at the age of 84. In the spirit of his poem, we remember his instance that I am somebody, a simple, powerful affirmation he used to lift up those who had been told they were nobody and to declare that the poor, the black, the marginalized, The forgotten are worthy of dignity and respect. Born on October 8th, 1941, in Greenville, South Carolina, Reverend Jackson rose from Jim Crow segregation and poverty to become one of the most recognized voices for civil and human rights around the world. A protege of the late Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he worked with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, led Operation Breadbasket in Chicago, and used boycotts and negotiation to win jobs and economic opportunities for Black communities. He later founded PUSH, People United to Serve Humanity, and the Rainbow Push Coalition, combining prophetic preaching with the political organizing to fight for voting rights, economic justice, and human dignity. In the 1980s, his presidential campaigns broke new ground, registering millions of new voters and advancing a multiracial rainbow coalition that helped open the door for a future generation of leaders, including a Black President, Barack Obama. Through his oratory and organizing, has inspired countless people with that instant message, I am somebody, calling on those who had been ignored or excluded to see themselves as worthy of love, opportunity, and power. Even as he battled Parkinson's disease and later progressive supranuclear palsy, Reverend Jackson continued to march, preach, and speak out against voter suppression, police violence, and economic inequality. He is survived by his wife, Jacqueline, their children, and by millions of those whose lives were touched by his ministry and activism. Today, we honor Reverend Jesse Jackson's legacy, not only with words, but with our commitment to work that he championed, building a broader, more inclusive democracy where every person is valued and every voice counts. In his memory, I respectfully ask that we adjourn in his memory.
Thank you, Dr. Rod. With that being said, if we can all kindly brief pause for a moment of silence, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is now over. Please drive safely, stay healthy, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.